everyone, welcome to Knowledge Center. Today we shall discuss about the nodal analysis. So in this session I am going to explain you how to solve the problems using nodal analysis. So before taking an example, first let us understand a brief idea about nodal analysis, taking one by one individual branches. So I have drawn 8 branches here. So in first branch, let us see how to write an expression regarding the current. So first you understand this concept, then afterwards we can go for taking up a question, so that it will be easy to write an equation for a nodal kind of problems. So first branch here we have a resistor and voltage V1, and at this end we have 0 volt, and the current which is flowing here, it is flowing from V1. So here we can write an expression for current using a Ohm's law, right? So that we can write it like this: I is equal to, we all know that Ohm's law, according to Ohm's law, current is nothing but it's a ratio of voltage and a resistance. But here we need to consider two end voltages here. So voltage at this end is V1 and at this end is 0, and current is leaving from this end. So first you need to consider the voltage from where the current is leaving. So I can write this as V1 minus 0 by the resistance value. So V1 minus 0 volt divided by 5 ohm. This will be the expression for the current if this is the branch available in the circuit. Right. Now let's move for the second one. Here one slight change I have made. What happens if the current is moving from 0 volt? Right. So from this terminal. So it's very simple. First you consider this, next you consider this. The difference of these voltages divided by the resistance will be the expression. So I can write here current I can be given as 0 minus V1 by 5. So that is about the expression for current in second branch. So if the branch is something like this, say third case, you look at this, we have registered 5 ohms, we have two different voltages among that, through that, across that 5 ohm. So V1 and V2. So now the expression can be written like this: I is equal to, it's leaving from V1, so I will take first V1 minus the voltage V2 divided by the ohms 5 ohms, that is the resistance. So I can be given as V1 minus V2 by 5. I hope you got the point. So here we have not represented the direction of a current here. So now let me assume that the current direction is this. This is the current I. So from V2, current is leaving from V2. So first I should take V2 minus V1 by 5 ohms will be the expression for the current. So the point here is from where the current is leaving, that should be the first term, and the another end, voltage at the another end will be second term. Then divided by the resistance will give you the total current in that particular branch. Now let's look into this concept. Here we have two resistances and one source in between. If this is the case, and you need to write an expression for a current. So if this is the case, let's see how to write an expression for current here. So here let me take the direction of current from here. It is moving from V1, say I. So what would be the current expression? So I is equal to, we all know that V1 minus V2, but we have one source in between and there are two resistances, and these two resistances are in series. So you can just add those two resistances, that's not a problem. But how to write a value of this? Let's see that. So V1 is a first term, let us write it as it is, and now it is moving towards this. So the after terminal means we have plus and minus here. So after terminal means after this source, what we have, that you should consider that sign. So it will become minus 5 volt, this value, then minus V2 divided by 2 plus 1, 3. So this will be expression for the current. If any source occurs in between the two terminal voltages, then we should consider that voltage here with the sign. The sign which is to be considered is the current which is leaving that source. So here the current leaving from negative terminal, so I should consider that sign. Same way now if I consider here, now let's take current is entering here. So current is leaving from V2. So V2 will become the first terminal, first point. So I is equal to V2, and now let's see how it is crossing this 5 volt. After terminal here is plus, because it is leaving from this point to this point. So it is going to become plus 5 minus V1 by the summation of those two 3 ohm resistors. So that is the difference here. If you read it like this, we got minus. If you read it like this, you got plus. So don't worry about the concepts here. Don't worry about the don't by heart it like that. That it should be you should concentrate on that point, that is the current which is leaving this source. At that terminal what you have the polarity, that polarity you should consider. Here it is leaving at minus point, here it is leaving at plus point. So that terminal we should consider. Now the next case, 7th one, we have current source. Here we had a voltage sources, we have current source. And in this case what happens, what you need to do is, whatever may be the other elements, means I have a resistance, even if we have any voltage source in series here, we are not going to write an expression. Directly we can write a value of current, because when we have a current source in a branch, that current will be flowing in that particular branch. So here directly I can write I is equal to 2 amps. But you should look at the direction of current. Here current is not given, so I will consider the current direction like this. Say current is moving like this. Okay, let me take that as I. So current is moving in this direction, and even the source is having the same direction. So both are same. Then we get positive current. If those directions are reverse, then we get minus. That's the simple thing. So that is what we have considered here. Say now current direction is this I. The current in this branch is this direction, in this direction, and the source current is opposite to that. So then what happens, I can write here I is equal to minus 2 amps directly, because it is just opposite to the source direction. And here you observe we have voltage source also, but we have not considered that voltage, we have not considered that V2, we have not considered V1, because once if you have a current source in a branch, that particular current will be flowing in that branch. So directly you can write that value, but be careful about the polarities. If both the directions are same, branch current and source current directions are same, then it is positive. If it is opposite, then it is negative. So I hope you got a clear idea about how to get an expression with respect to the currents in a individual branches. Now let us take one example. So here I have given an example, I have taken a circuit. So first step here, I have written some 3 steps here to solve the problem. Step 1 says that identify nodes. So first you need to identify the nodes. So to identify the node, this is, I can say this is one node. Node is nothing but what? From where we get 2 or more than 2 branches. So from this point I can say we have one branch here, second branch, third branch and fourth branch. So this will be considered as node, and I will name this as V1. So just for simplified understanding purpose, I will take it as V1. And we have another node here. So let me take this as, let me name this as node V2, and this node we can take this as node V3. So here we have 3 nodes, and this is one more node. All other branches are connected here. So this completely, all these, we can say that this is V4, but this is a reference node. This is a reference node. So we need to write an expressions or equations only for the non-reference nodes. We are not writing an expression for reference node. So number of expressions what we are going to get here will be given as number of nodes minus 1. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 minus 1. Only 3 expressions we get, means we got 3 non-reference nodes. This is reference node. So we won't get any expression for this. Okay. So that is step 1. We did it. Second, assign the voltages. V1, that has been done. V1, V2, V3. Some name has to be assigned. We have assigned it. We can assign A, B, C, X, Y, Z, anything. Then apply the KCL for each non-reference node. See, this is important. You need to apply the equation, that is the current equation, KCL equation, for each non-reference node. So this node will leave it. Then one more thing you need to understand, that's already I told you, number of equations what we are getting in this nodal analysis can be given as n minus 1. This is important, n minus 1. So it's according to this example we used to get 3 equations. Now let's see one by one. So if I apply KCL at node 1, so this is the node 1, so I can write it like this. Applying KCL at node V1. If I apply a KCL at node V1, so let's see how to write an expression for this. So for that, what you need to do is, they have given some polarity, some elements, parameters, everything has been given, but branch currents has been not given. Direction of branch current is not given. So I will first make it clear how to analyze the branch current. So we need to concentrate on this node, and here we have a source. So this source is, they have given it in a question, and it is leaving this node. So this I can't change, I can take it as it is. So I can mark it like this. The current in this branch is just leaving from the node. This is the direction of the current. Okay, then here the current is entering, because 3 amp source is given in this branch, so the current is going to enter here. So even this has to be taken as it is. So current is entering this node, right? Whereas here we don't have any current source in this branch. So when you don't have current source in the branch, then better option is to consider this as an outgoing. To make it simple, I'll consider this as an outgoing. Okay, so here also we don't have any, in between this V1 and V2, I don't have any current source. So here also I can assume the direction of a current as outgoing. So I'm just using a pencil to mark it. I'll tell you why. So this I will assume it as an outgoing. Okay, so in this branch the current is outgoing, in this branch the current is outgoing. And in KCL, we know that according to KCL, all incoming current will be equal to outgoing current. So using that, we shall write an expression now. So here this and this two are only one incoming current, 3 amps is the incoming current, remaining all the 3 branches we have outgoing current. So let's write that expression now. So in this branch, what is an expression here? Outgoing current it is. So current is leaving from this node, so I can write here as V1 minus this reference means that is 0. So V1 minus 0, I can just write it as a V1. So V1, but we have a in between 6 volt source. This is 0, but I have source here. So this is similar to this point. Okay, so we can write it V1, and at this point I have 6 volt. So V1, this is the leaving point, so minus 6 volt by the resistance 6 ohms. That is the expression for this branch. So V1, and here I have voltage source. If you don't have this voltage source, if you didn't have this voltage source, then I could have written it as 0, but I have source here. So you should take this polarity, because here current is leaving. This is the expression for this branch. Now let's write it plus, let's write it for the next one, this branch V1, and the another terminal voltage is V2. So V1, but in between I have another voltage source. So first you start it with V1, and this is the voltage source, and that is 4 volt, and the current is moving from minus to plus, so it is leaving from plus terminal, so plus 4 volt, and this is minus V2 by the resistance ohms, that is 1 ohms. Okay, next this is one more outgoing terminal, you can add it, plus it's just leaving the branch node, and the source current is 1 amps, and direction of both these are same, so I can just take it as plus 1 is equal to, means these are all outgoing current will be equal to incoming current. So incoming current here is just 3 amps. So here no need of applying all these expressions, because we have a current source, just write that value, and the directions of those two are same, so it will be just positive 3. So that is an expression for node 1. So after simplifying, once you simplify it by taking LCM and all those things, shifting RHS and LHS, finally we get this as minus 7 V1 plus 6 V2 is equal to 6. So this is what, after simplifying this expression, I'll write it directly. So this you can name it as an equation 1. Now same thing you apply at node 2, KCL at node V2. So this is V2. So here you need to decide the directions first. So this is the branch. For this node 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 branches connected to this particular node. So write the directions of each branch. So here current source is moving towards the V2. So direction will be like this. It's incoming to node. And here I don't have any directions, so I can assume it as an outgoing. So that will be the better option. So write it as outgoing, and this is again outgoing, so this will be outgoing direction, right? And here this is incoming, 3 amps is entering to the node, because I have a source here, so 3 amps is entering to the node. So you can just write it as an incoming. Okay, so this is incoming, and here earlier I have taken it as an outgoing from V1, but now once you are writing an expression using V2, you just forget about the earlier directions. So that's why I used a pencil so that I can erase it. So this direction was the assumed for node 1. Now I am taking node 2 and I don't have any source here, current source. So I will assume this as outgoing from V2. So that's why I used a pencil over there. Okay, I will consider this as outgoing from V2. It is starting from V2. So that is what you need to understand. Don't just copy the previous directions and do it. For every node you should draw it again from the beginning. So that's why I have taken pencil over there. Okay, so now we can say the outgoing currents are 1, 2, I think 3 outgoing direct currents we have, and 2 incoming are there. So let's write first outgoing one. So V2 and V3, in between I have 2 ohms, so I can write it as V2 minus V3 by 2 ohm. This is outgoing current, and next outgoing is this. So V2 plus this V2, and it is passing through the 4 volt, so that is minus 4 because it is going through the minus sign. Okay, V2 minus 4 minus V1 whole divided by resistance 1 ohm, right? That is about the second branch. Now the another one is, this is also outgoing, but this is current here, so directly you can take the current direction. Now both directions are same, so I can take it as a plus 2. Okay, this is equal to, outgoing current should be equal to incoming. So this is incoming and even this is incoming. So this incoming current is 1 amps. This is of the same direction, and this incoming current is also of same direction. It is plus 3. Totally you can write it as an 4 as an expression. Okay, so after you need to simplify this now. So let us simplify this. So let me take an LCM 2 1, so I can take the LCM as 2. So this is going to become V2 minus V3 plus 2V2 minus 4 to the 8 minus 2V1 plus 2 to the 4 is equal to 4. So this 2, if I take it here, it is going to become 8. So I can write this, I will write it here. So if I write it like this, we get and I will add all this V2 V1 everything, let me add it. So 2V1 we have minus 2V1 V2 plus 2V2, so it is going to become plus 3V2, and V3 is only one option, so minus V3. Okay, minus 8 plus 4, so it is going to become minus 4 is equal to this 2, I will take it here, so 2 for the 8. Okay, so further if I simplify this, you get minus 2 as it is 3V2 minus V3. This if I take it to the RHS, it is going to become 8 plus 4, it is going to become 12. So I can write it as minus 2V1 plus 3V2 minus V3 is equal to 12, or I will multiply minus sign in both RHS and LHS. We get 2V1 minus 3V2 plus V3 equal to minus 12. So this is question number 2. Then let's see about node 3. So I'm just making you understand the way of writing an expression. So node 3, this is the node 3. Now this is current source here, and it is outgoing, so it is fixed current going outgoing, and we don't have any current source, so I can assume this as outgoing. Here in between V3 and V2, again I don't have any current source, so I can assume this as outgoing. I have current source here which is coming to the V3, so this is incoming. So I have 1 2 3 4 elements, 4 branches, so I get 4 terms in the expression. So let's write that. So V3, first let us write the all outgoing terms. So this is outgoing, and in this outgoing we have current source, so it is going to become 3 plus this is another outgoing where V3 and this voltage is 18, but it is at positive here, the current leaving at positive, so we can write it as V3 plus 18 volt divided by the resistance 5 ohms. Okay, then this is another outgoing, so where I can write it as plus V3 minus V2 by 2 ohm resistance. Okay, we got outgoing 1, outgoing 2, outgoing 3. This is incoming, so all outgoing should be equal to incoming. Source current and branch current both are in same direction, so it is positive 2 amps. Okay, so after writing this expression, we can simplify this by taking an LCM as 10, and we just simplified it and we got it like this. And then take this 10 to the RHS side, you get 20, and after simplification we get it like this. And after multiplying minus to both the RHS and LHS, we can get 5V2 minus 7V3 equal to 44. Thus, after getting all these three equations, we can apply the Cramer's rule, or we can get a calculator. Using that calculator, in applying the equations, in equations we can write all V1, V2, V3 and output values, so that we get the answers for V1, V2 and V3. So my intention was very clear here to make you understand about the way of writing an expressions in nodal analysis. I hope you got that concept now. So this answer I will leave it to you to get it output from these three values equations. So I hope you understood the concept of getting these equations from the circuit using a nodal analysis. If it is clear for you, just like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.